asked for like the Time album artwork, everybody always asks me, what is the symbol? What is the symbol? It's an arcane circle. It's a magic circle. They use it in anime. They use it in Full Metal Alchemist. They use it in Madoka Magica. Like, it's a magic circle. And they also use them in Wicca and witchcraft, which has nothing to do with Satanism, which has nothing to do with the devil, or the Antichrist. Magic and Wicca are something that's totally separate and mostly spiritual, and has to do with potions, and nothing like spells or anything like that. It's purely spiritual. But the symbol on the Time album cover is an arcane circle. So it's basically, but the album cover itself is supposed to be me as a clock. So there you go. So as I'm making sure I'm not cutting the fabric of the mask itself, and just cutting the backing. So yeah, I don't know why I still have to explain that. It's mainly to people that don't fucking get it, or don't want to do any research. It's like, ew. There was this girl that contacted me on Twitter, and she said, hi, I bought one of your shirts, but my mom made me cross out the inverted cross on it. And I'm like, okay. And I was like, damn, that sucks that somebody's that close-minded. So yeah, I mean, at one time I did like look into like the occult and, you know, Satanism and things like that, and, you know, try to look into that as an escape, but mainly it was just a bunch of edgelords. I mean, there wasn't a word for that yet, but that's mainly all it was. So it really didn't have any appeal to me, because it was like, I don't want to confide in something that's rebellious and annoying sometimes. But enough about religion. That's not a subject that I really think about too often. So I have the next step of this done. So I went from having a giant square to having the outline of the backing. Sorry, that my throat got pixelated for a minute, because I had to burp really loud and I didn't want to. So yeah, it's the edge of this is around here. So now when I turn it in the right side out, it has a bit of depth to it, and it keeps the shape of the design, so it's not like folded in like this, so you can bend it and it's not going to really lose its shape. So when I put it on, it stays in place, but now I have to cut the little ends off, just so it's so the little threads are not tickling your face. That's really annoying too. So now this part, you can there's different ways you can do this if you're doing this at home, or if you're thinking about doing it. You can either glue these little end pieces down, or since they're tied by the machine, you can just cut them off. I mean, I just cut them off because I don't have any need for them. I don't want to see them. So like a bad ex in your life, cut them off. And now, what is it? We been knew what? I'm really confused. My music is appropriate for everybody. Some people just might like the melodies and the lyrics, but there's always something for everybody. That is a fact. There is no Mr. Kitty song that has any swearing in it. So there's always a better word to say than a swear word. But like Marilyn Manson said, it's better to say a swear word than it is to hurt somebody. So this process is a little bit time consuming. But I'm just showing you guys how it's done, and how I have to do about 100 of these. And if it doesn't come out perfect, there is probably a good reason why. I try to make sure they're all stitched properly so they're not falling apart or anything like that. Placement might not be the direct center, so everyone will be unique and everyone will be varied, so you won't have the same placement or same mask as somebody. So you'll all have something for you. So in my spare time, I've been learning how to play bass, and I have been working on various music projects. Just the other day, I collaborated with the drag queen that was featured on Boulet Brothers Dragula Season 3. One of my near and dearest friends, Louisiana Purchase. This was the first time I had to record a theremin, so it was a very interesting experience to see how a theremin worked and how to record one. And overall, we got some very good takes, some very good content. And hopefully by Halloween, we will have a single put together of theremin music, or maybe an EP. Now, I will tell you that a lot of these embroidery videos that I've been watching to learn how to do this are like very crusty. They're very helpful, but they're very crusty. They got some like stretch graphics on their intros, like some unmixed audio, microphone, bird sounds in the back, 'cause they got like a cockatoo or something in there, or Lord knows what. I do love birds, but sometimes when you're trying to make an instructional video and they're just screaming, I don't know about that one. This one is about done. There's like a couple of little threads that are kind of looped in there a weird way. Yeah, so like stitching at like a slower speed, you'll get better better stitches and you won't have as many errors. But when it does it so fast, sometimes it overlaps with things and really makes it a mess. But if you do get these and there's something you don't like, just cut it off. And it should not be a problem, but just a couple of snips there. And just make sure there's nothing else on there. And from here, we have the back of it. You won't be able to tell the difference, and then we have the front of it. Well, you can tell now, but so there's no thread sticking up, so you won't have anything tickling your face or possibly going up your nose. That is this. I don't know if somebody has something that they put under here like lavender or something like that. Go for it then. Are you going to shave your mustache? No. Next question. I don't do my looks for anybody else but myself. So, this is a 3-ply mask. So there's one layer, there's a layer in between, and then there's a second layer. They do get rid of like 99% of like dust particles, pollution. Wearing these outside is very helpful. Wearing these inside spaces that include like grocery stores or any kind of like crowded space, please do wear a mask. This is where the PSA comes in. Yeah. So you don't, not only do you protect yourself, but you protect others. It's that fucking easy. And as of right now, our country is fucked up and everywhere else in the world is open and doing just fine. What lights do you use for your live performance? They're by Stairville. They're called Pixel Rails. They come in a kit. You can buy them separately. They come with a controller, but I bought the kit itself for like, I don't want to say that. Just look it up or DM me or something. So, I guess I could wear this and demonstrate the talking thing. Okay, so this is the how my voice sounds with the mask on. I'm not entirely sure you can tell the difference, but this is how it sounds. This is yeah. So the good thing about this is there's this space up here, like this negative space right here, fits around your nose. And so the design itself, like where this is, the reason why this is like this and not, a tearaway, it creates a convex sort of, I can't think of the word for it, but like a convex space. So your mouth is not touching the fabric itself, so you have more space for your mouth. Or if you're wearing lipstick or if you're wearing chapstick, it won't rub too much on the mask itself. So it's a bit of a engineering design thing, I guess. As most masks don't have anything on them, it's literally, just fabric on your mouth and you're like trying to talk and it's kind of muffled. But yeah, so just something to keep in mind. And that about wraps it up for these. And so altogether right now I have 15 complete, I think. So let me check. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15 is back here. I guess what I could do is I could do another one. Like, I'm not going to stitch another one. I just want to have 15 complete for right now. But again, when they start, they're blank and they're stitched all the way through on the front and the back. So as you can see, this is one that's been recently completed. The backing is a square, just so it keeps the fabric stable while it's stitching, so it's not going like this and all that. So it helps a lot. The price of these is $15 US. I might update that on my website or my web store. I'm already making patches. Thank you for reminding me again. I just have to come up with a design and I have to get another graphic digitized so I can put them on the patches. I'm not entirely sure if I can resize this one and it come out the same way. So I'm going to cut another one of these just so I have time to do stuff. So again, I do this in fourths. I've done hoodies before. They're just really expensive and really bulky to store. So I only do them during the winter. So in the coming months, I will have a hoodie of some sort because they are in demand. But it's like I only have a limited amount of space while I'm not touring. So I don't want to have boxes of stuff everywhere. So it's just like, it's all, utilization of storage and space and whatnot. This is, I don't even know what I was going to say. Excuse me while I look like I've been electrocuted. Or a member of She Passed Away. I'm trying to figure out what kind of hoodie to do. There's been a recent trend of embroidered hoodies with like a very small design. I might do something along the lines of that, because screen printing hoodies is, it's whatever, but I would like to offer something that's unique to my brand, I guess, and for you guys. I did some posters a really long time ago. Those are not a bad idea. At the time, I didn't have the funds to do posters. So now that I am making a little bit more money, thanks to you guys, I can afford more things, and this is where the capitalism comes in. More things for you guys to buy. I know that sounds really weird in person, but that's the thing with bands. Like, you know, not every band is a major label, you know, machine type thing. So I can only make things that I have the money to make. So it's a strange thing, but it works. And thank you guys for donating during the live streams that I do every month. It is very helpful. I appreciate it more than anything. It's really nice to be able to have a steady income every month for doing something that I like doing. And it's the other thing is that I do these shows out of my free time. I make them free so you can watch them. I leave them uploaded so you can watch them again and again. Some people don't do that, and I feel like it's really weird, but also some people might not, you know, be tech savvy or want to learn how to do anything new. And that's another piece of advice that I have. While in quarantine, if you do have the time, learn something new. Learn something that you've always wanted to do or something you've never had the time to do. I do understand that everybody doesn't have a open and flexible schedule, but if there's something that you've always wanted to try or do, now is the time to do it, because you never know, you could be really good at it and it could be a lot of fun. So again, with this one, we're gonna cut around about a 1/2 inch border for the design. Making sure not to cut the stitching or the mask itself. And it makes it easier to do it in parts, because now I can see where I need to cut. And, you know, just makes it really easy. And so the reason why I didn't do a stream on Instagram this time is because the last time I did it, it stretched out my video. I don't know what the deal is. It's been doing that for a lot of people. I don't know if right now it's stretching my video. It possibly could. But it like distorts the video and it makes me look really unflattering. Not that I'm worried about my looks, but I'm also just worried about putting on a quality product for everybody to view. Oh, Jesus. It seems that Isaac is watching drag queen videos in the living room, so that's what those weird sounds are in there. And if you do receive one of these and you are not really happy with the cutting, feel free to very gently, or, you know, just make sure you don't cut the white part or you don't cut the mask underneath it. It does also, it's It just helps for like comfort, or like if something is sticking out, or if I miss something, but I think I'm pretty good at not missing anything. So now what we do is, I think it'd probably be easier. I learn new things every day when I'm doing this, and new processes to make this go by quicker. So I think what I should do is make sure all of these are sticking up, and while I'm working, just kind of work around them and snip them. They're really easy to see. Could you use an electric trimmer for that? I don't. It might be a good idea, but I'd rather be precise and not fuck it up. Can't let the machines take over my work. There's probably an electric trimmer that does that. I never really thought about that. Just the process of, making these or making anything embroidered, and it's a bit of an escape for me, so I can, relax and really focus on something like this. I also don't really like a whole bunch of noise. Like, that machine's really noisy, but it's rhythmic, so I can sort of tune it out. Or I turn it on and just jam with it with my bass. It's a very expensive drum machine, if you know what I mean. Just a couple more trims here and there. Yeah, and the trimmer, I had to make sure I wasn't shaking my hand or anything, or be too jittery after 8 gallons of caffeine or something. I don't want to be bugging and then cut everything and just be like, I'm fucked up. So I think that should be good for right now. But like I said, there's also different processes of doing this. You could glue all the pieces you want down. You could spray down adhesive to make sure nothing is sticking down. But I'd rather just do it all by hand, just so I know that it's getting done. Get all the excess off so nothing's going up your nose or what have you. So yeah, again, the design on this is all the pieces are trimmed. The backing is intact. It keeps the shape of the design. So it has a little bit of stretch. The thing with these masks, we ordered from the same place, but they sent us a different product. So the other ones had sort of a stretch to them. These don't have as much stretch, but they fit over my giant ass head. That's all I'm gonna say. I do have a big head, so some of the sizes of these might vary slightly, because I think when we were ordering these, they were like super out of stock, because like the COVID-19 thing had just happened. So every kind of mask was out of stock. And then when they were finally in stock, we ordered them, and they sent us a different product. Quality was kind of different. They didn't have this like weird elastic thing on the side, which is kind of nice because it fits closer to your face and doesn't let anything in, and it doesn't cover as much as your face. It keeps your like mouth and nose covered, and it doesn't cover the whole thing, which I guess is convenient for some people. But like I said, I have a relatively large head. I have to buy things like any kind of like fitted hood or hat or anything like that. I have to buy the size. It's not SM. I have to buy the LXL. Anyways, I'm just saying I have a big fucking head. So shout out to everybody that has a big fucking head. So again, I will show you guys how this works. This negative space at the top is where your nose will sit. So it sits around your nose. And you just pull these straps back around your ears. And the design, the way that it is, the way that the backing is on there, it keeps the design convex, so it sort of brings it out a little bit. So it gives your mouth room to move around, so you're not having fabric like going in your mouth, and you're not being muffled when you talk. So as you can hear, I am talking with the mask on, and it sounds the same to me, as opposed to with it off. It's I don't know. But if you can hear the difference, please let me know if there's any difference at all, because I can't hear it. But this is it. This is what will be for sale on my store on Friday. I will ship everywhere in the world. Every mask is stitched by this wonderful machine. I am observing it, making sure it doesn't make any mistakes. I am doing every bit of the process besides, stitching it like that. I'm making sure the machine doesn't fuck up. But again, these are all made in my apartment by me. Every single one of them passes by my hands, my eyes. I inspect everything. I will not be wearing every single one of them though. I find that to be a bit unhygienic. So I also do recommend, if you are buying these, please wash them before you use them, because there could be a bit of the temporary adhesive. This stuff is non-toxic, non-flammable, odorless, clear, ozone-friendly, no CFCs or HCFCs. It doesn't stain anything. It's just to keep the fabric together while it's stitching. It's not going to affect your skin. It's not going to make you break out or anything. It hasn't made me break out. So, yeah. So they have another one that's like really sticky, and that one you have to like wash with like soap, and it's a pain in the ass. But this is a eco-friendly, earth-friendly. I'm able to use this inside, and it doesn't smell bad or anything. But yeah, I would recommend washing this, just so it's sort of, you can hand wash it, you can wash it in the washing machine or what have you. I would do it on a low setting with less agitation, and I wouldn't dry it. I would let this like lay flat to dry. Otherwise it might shrink. There might be like some kind of scrunching or mottling or whatever the word is called. And you really don't want that, because then it'll look distorted, but you could pull it across your face, you wouldn't see anything. But for the longevity and the care for the product, I think what I might do is I might include some care instructions in each order of these masks, just in case you don't remember it, or everybody's not going to see it. Everybody's not going to see it on this stream, because I'm not streaming on every platform. But yeah, so that's how they're made. And so I'm not sure how much time I have left on this, but I have to master a song for somebody in a couple minutes. But I think what I might do is, for those of you that I guess are skilled in like sewing or crafting or what have you, or whatever the word is, if you would like to take the gamble on it, not every mask that I make comes out perfect. Some of them do have defects. Some of them I do make tiny errors on. So, for example, the one mask that I've used for my reference for all the other embroidery is the old model that I used. As you can see, they are wider and they cover more of the face, and they kind of have a little bit of stretch. These aren't like a tough elastic, so too much pull could possibly rip them. As you can see right here, this I think happened at the embroidery place. There's a tiny incision. I don't know from what. I don't know if it was accidentally caught on something. So I think what I might do is, in the options for purchasing these, I might have a tiny drop down that says like defect, and it might be a little bit cheaper than, one that doesn't have any defects. But that is for people that want to take the gamble of, fixing it yourself. This is a very easy fix if you know how to sew. You could probably just run like a stitch through it, or if you want to tape it or whatever, that's entirely up to you. There's other ones that sort of shift during stitching. This one right here, it looks like it came out nice, but as you can see right here, it came off of the track because it wasn't pulled the right way. So you can see the underlay, and then the overlay is over it. The ear is kind of messed up on this one. I don't think it did the placement because it was also stretched not the right way. So everything else on it looks good. I would have to clip the things on the back. But overall, it's a usable product. It's just small defects. And then this one, like I mentioned earlier, sometimes when I'm cutting, or sometimes when I'm like doing this, I get carried away and I'm like thinking I can do it all in one thing. The overall mask is in good quality. Wow, I'm like dead. Overall, the mask is in good quality. It's usable. However, while I was cutting the outline of the backing, I made a tiny incision right here. When the backing is on it, it's not visible. But I'm sure with like some kind of adhesive or something or another, or if you don't mind the tiny incision, and you just want the product and you want it maybe for a little bit cheaper, and maybe it's just a little bit messed up. There's always a little bit of a mistake in something, but those I think I will add as an option for if you guys want to do that. So yeah, I think that about wraps it up with the masks, but these were a very an item that was in high demand, and due to our blanks being out of stock, we had to wait for them to be restocked. So it's they're coming. And so I think that about wraps it up for that. But if you have any questions or what have you, leave me a DM or I'll stick around for like 5 more minutes to answer any questions. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys that I'm not just sitting around doing nothing. I am working very hard to make things happen in these uncertain and weird times that we're in. I am working on new music. I think for this album I'll finally switch over to my new computer because my old one is running out of space and it's very old. Oh shit, Living Dead Girl. Yeah, so for my music I use FL Studio. I've been using FL Studio since day one. I would recommend it if you're trying to start on something and you're trying to make hits fast. The workflow of Ableton isn't necessarily my cup of tea, but for some people it works, and it's a little more in-depth, I think, than FL Studio is. But FL Studio you can get pretty in-depth with. I've made every single song that I've released on it. Yeah. Let me see if I can scroll. See what these say. Yeah. Okay, so that one's a good one. So, the embroidery software that I was using, there was a free one called like Sew Art. It's a little more manual than the other ones, but it definitely does what you need it to do. So I was using that for a minute, and then I think the free trial ran out, and I wanted something that was a little more autonomous and easy. Because I'm not really experienced with well, I guess I have more experience now, but it was really challenging. But I was able to, load graphics in and do whatever, and it would kind of do what I wanted to do. But the one that I was using using recently is I think it's called Hatch Embroidery. It's got like 4 different versions. The version I was using to digitize the graphics, which is really nice, and it's a really great program. It's just really expensive, like very, very expensive. It's like, I think like $1,200, and I just don't particularly want to spend that much money on software. So I do commission people to digitize graphics for me, and as I mentioned earlier, I had a local business called the Monogram Lady in Austin digitize the logo that's on the mask. So supporting a local business and a female-owned business. So yeah, you can use whatever software to digitize graphics, but Hatch Embroidery is definitely like super cool. Like you click on it, you click on the spaces, and then it like shows the threads and the stitching, and you can adjust them however you want. It's really nice, but I think I would rather just have somebody that knows how to do it send me a file that I can then just put on my machine. What What am I drinking? Sugar-free Red Bull, because the sugar one makes me freak out. Have you ever thought about collaborating with 100 Gex? I did a remix of Money Machine, but I haven't put it out. I was too late for the Tree of Clues remix album. I have the crop tops and I have the tank tops here. They are just the logo design. I don't know what box they're in though, so I gotta figure out where those things are at. I packed them all away in my shipping totes, so they're all in like big plastic tubs. So yeah. Oh wait, I guess I could show that. So in my bathroom, I have, it's kind of a mess right now, but this is where I ship all of my stuff, all of my t-shirts, and all my merch is in here, but enough of that. And I have a computer in there that I can access the internet with and send packages and print stuff out. Yeah, that's where all that shit lives. The Heaven is a Place on Earth cover isn't out. I eventually want to release it, so, but not now. Well, on that note, I guess, yeah, I really gotta go. I do this all the time, and I procrastinate. But, it was nice to be able to show you guys how I am making these, and I have white thread all over me. It's a very coarse cat fur, I guess. But I will be posting about merch tomorrow and Friday. So yeah, this is all me doing all of this, putting it all together, mailing everything out, making the products, not making all of them, but some of them, packing everything. Yeah, so just keep it in mind if I'm not online or anything. I'm usually pretty busy outside of being online. But, yeah, I think that's all I have. But anyways, I will see you guys in the next one. Whenever that may be. What date is that shit? September 25th. I don't know if you can see that back there. But who is that? Okay. September 25th will be the next Mr.Kitty Digital. And we will be doing Ephemeral, finally. So, it'll be a long show. So whenever the post goes up, God, I keep getting carried away. I think I'm gonna find a website where I can do like a poll of like what people want to hear, so I'm not having to go to all my social medias and count them up. It'd be easier just to go to a website, have people request, type something in, and it pop up, and I'd be like, okay, that's cool. anyways, yeah. So September 25th, same deal, 1 p.m. and 9 p.m. Central Time. Yeah, so anyways, I will see you guys later.